Anastasia. During class, you're fixated on her and you don't stop staring. Even after she notices, you have a million thoughts running through your mind, wondering if you should speak to her and what to say. Do you really think you will have any success with her if you act like this? Of course not. But how do you think men of Adonis's caliber would approach this situation?
Adonis is not the type to stare at Anastasia from afar like a coward. He approaches her, confidently standing tall and breathing deeply into his stomach like a king. He gives her a genuine compliment and then goes the extra mile by promising to slay a mighty bear in her name. Accompanied by his men, Adonis embarks on the hunt and Anastasia can't stop thinking about him.
Will he come back safely with the boar, or is he really risking it all for me? And return he did, for that is how Adonis won Anastasia's heart. While I consider myself as a social and confident person, at least for my age, I still had to work hard and develop my skills in interacting with women and men. Just going outside and interacting with everyone. Just go touch some grass, bro. In primary school, at the age of 15 or 16 years old, I had pretty much no experience with girls. Listen, I literally turned 17 and I hadn't even kissed a girl yet. I'm pretty sure I hadn't even held a girl's hand properly before. There was a girl in my class and we will call her a Mia. And basically for the entire primary school, from 2nd to the 9th grade, I had an obsessive crush over her, mainly in the later years. But still, 8 years! 8 fucking years! And now that I think about the time, the idealization I had for her, that's probably due to some kind of childhood trauma. Anyway, I had a massive crush on Mia, and I don't know how the school systems work elsewhere, but for us, we have one singular class that we share with 30 or so students for 9 years. And so every day I'd be sat there just constantly thinking, should I go speak to her and what should I say? And since it was going on for 8 years, I had the time to just daydream our entire lives together. And I was sitting in class and for the rest of the lesson, I wouldn't even be paying attention. The teacher would be trying to teach us things and I wouldn't be able to pay attention because I was literally obsessed over this girl. Or I was having fun at the back of the class with my mates, but that part is not relevant to this video. Although there may have been some negative things that happened, there was at least one positive outcome that I achieved. And it's important that you also take note and make sure you do the same. I tried to make sure that I didn't creep her out in any way. I had enough social awareness to understand that it's not okay to simply stare at a woman. But I still remember that I couldn't completely avoid creeping her out. I guess it's difficult to do that over the period of 8 full years whilst having a massive crush. But months go by, even years go by, and I never expressed these feelings. But as a fun fact, I'm pretty sure we both knew that we both liked each other. I don't know why or how. I guess I've been more fun person to be around than most people, so I guess that spiked some emotions in her. But I still never took action. That's a future topic though. So I'm distracted in every lesson, constantly thinking about her, and also, you know, video games. And outside of these lessons, when I'd be back home, I would be still thinking about her. As a young man, you often yearn for a deep sense of intimacy with someone. It's not just about lust or physical desire, but rather a desire to connect with someone and on a deeper level. It's not just a matter of having someone in mind for a fleeting moment. And at some point when I was heavily addicted to porn, there were times when I visualized her into the scene. That's how fucked I was. I'm literally getting sick even thinking about this, but I think it's crucial that I share this story. And what do you think that eventually happened? I'm just scrolling on Instagram, probably just checking her profile, and I see like a story of her having a fun, intimate time with another man. Obviously she liked me at some point, but it came in sort of the waves over the years, and eventually the waves stopped. And when I saw that story, it didn't even click for me that I should have made my intentions clear, and that she was gone, so to say. But that was just pure cope, man. High on copium. I'm sure that the other guy hasn't had a crush on her for as long as I have. Okay, I don't think many people have had a crush for 8 entire years, but still. He might have had some level of interest in her and he was upfront about it, making progress in their relationship. On the other hand, I had strong feelings for her but never expressed them. What's fascinating is that although it was painful at first, my feelings for her disappeared almost immediately. Within a day or two. Not 100% disappeared, because I don't know how to completely delete her off after 8 years of daydreaming our lives together. It also doesn't help that she at least lived like 3 houses down from me. But after finding out, some time passed and I moved on to my next crush, or rather crushes. And later I found out that having multiple crushes at the time helps you to get over one obsessive crush. Because if one gets taken, you still got others. But this is not good advice. Okay, I guess it's a step in the right direction, because it's better than having one obsessive crush and it kind of makes you act like you got options, but you still should tell your crush straight up how you feel towards her and then go from there. Because it's better to be rejected right now rather than have a 8-year-long obsessive crush that doesn't lead to anywhere. You may relate to this story and you may even be going through a similar experience. And you know what? I'm grateful that I experienced that heartache and gut-wrenching pain of regret. Of not making my intentions clear. Of not telling the girl that I liked her. Going through that at the age of 16 really pushed me out of my comfort zone and made me realize that I needed to take more risks in life. Next time, I need to talk to the girl and be clear about my intentions. From this experience, I grew and became more confident in polarizing girls. Polarize means pushing someone to an extreme end, like to either love or hate you. If you play it safe and stay in the middle ground, you won't polarize anyone, and that's just a depressing place to be in. You won't find true love or meaningful friendships. However, if you take risks and make your intentions clear, you'll make progress. With patience, I got my first girlfriend and my first kiss in a few months. It took me about a year to enter my first serious relationship. But I wish someone had told me that regret is always worse than rejection. When I was in a similar situation, it's essential to be okay or even excited about being rejected by a girl. Although it sounds crazy, being eager to face a rejection can prevent experiencing regret and headaches from constantly thinking about the girl you desire. It's much better to face rejection early on, within a few minutes, rather than wait for months before getting rejected. You get a sense of release and you can move on. However, if you're scared of rejection, you may avoid opening yourself up to it, fearing what others may think or say. But avoiding rejection hurts more in the long run. I encourage you to speak to women, to improve your dating skills and be more confident. You need to be rejected hundreds of times over and over in your life. Don't let rejection scare you. The first 10, 20, 50 rejections are the toughest and the most awkward, and many people give up after just 5. But after a certain number of rejections, it becomes less emotionally damaging and you start to understand that you just weren't compatible with those women. When I'm reflecting on my growth since that moment, I realized the importance of teaching young men to have confidence in speaking to girls regardless of the outcome. Being clear about your intentions helps you feel more confident and masculine. And I started implementing it not long after turning 17, and it worked. It resulted in me pulling the best girl of the school, and it's not just my rose-tinted view of it. It wasn't just implementing that. Obviously, there were other self-improvement aspects involved, mainly social skills and a growth mindset. They were the only things I had really going for me at the time, but it still worked, and I encourage you to do the same. Share this video with someone who might need it. Live in the resistance.